The Kthal Dominion had cataloged more than 400 intelligent species in the galaxy. They had seen towering insectoids, telepathic aquatic rulers, and crystalline beings who spoke in light. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared them for the bipeds. The first reports came from Frontier Outpost near a ruined mining colony. A scouting team returned with fractured armor, torn claws, and a single phrase muttered in disbelief. They fought back. At first, no one believed them. The bipeds were from a class, 9 Deathworld, a planet hostile enough that the Dominion's own survey ships avoided landing. The species there had fragile bones, inefficient respiration, and weak claws. The Dominion's strategists scoffed. A primitive curiosity, nothing more. But when the invasion fleet descended, they discovered something far stranger. The bipeds did not run. They stood in formation, side by side, holding weapons crafted from metals and chemicals the Dominion considered obsolete. Their eyes burned, not with rage, but with a quiet determination that unsettled even hardened warlords. The first battle was a disaster for the Dominion. Not because of superior technology, the bipeds had none. Not because of greater numbers, the Dominion outnumbered them 50-1. The disaster came from the way they adapted. A biped soldier would watch a Dominion warrior strike once, survive barely, and then the next time, block it perfectly. An entire squad would fall, yet the survivors would pick up unfamiliar weapons and use them as if they had trained their entire lives. Within days, the Dominion realized these humans were not just fighters. They were learners. High General Vrythak sat in his command chamber, listening to report after report. His officers spoke with hushed voices, as though fearing the humans could somehow hear through the comms. They do not fear death, Commander. They use it. They pass knowledge down the line as though each fallen warrior leaves behind a piece of himself. They sleep, and when they wake, they fight differently, better. They are evolving before our eyes. Vrythak slammed a clawed fist against the table. Impossible. No species adapts that quickly. Not even the Zrath. You exaggerate. But even he noticed the tremor in his own voice. On the ground, Sergeant Marcus Hale tightened his grip on his rifle. Smoke curled from the wreckage of Dominion machines. His unit had started with 50 soldiers. Now only 12 remained. Yet instead of despair, a strange calm filled the survivors. They think we're broken, Hale muttered. His voice carried a hard edge, like steel sharpening against stone. But they don't understand. Every time they kill one of us, they train the rest of us. The younger soldier beside him whispered, "What happens when we're the last ones left?" Hale gave a grim smile. "Then we'll be perfect." The Dominion tried everything. Orbital bombardments, gas clouds, psychological warfare. Yet the humans adapted each time. Masts were fashioned from scraps. Communications were rebuilt with salvage parts. Even their morale, something the Dominion specialized in breaking, only seemed to strengthen with every setback. Whispers spread across the galaxy. Other oppressed species began to hear of the bipeds who defied the Dominion. Small uprisings sparked in distant systems. Fearless, reckless, inspired by beings no one had expected to matter. And always, the message carried with it a phrase. The bipeds are coming. When the War Council of the Dominion finally faced the truth, it was too late. Their armies were scattered, their control weakened. And still, the humans pressed forward. Not for conquest, not for domination, but simply because they refused to kneel. In a final report, found on a fractured data slate after the war, a Dominion historian wrote a single chilling conclusion. They were not the strongest, nor the fastest, nor the most advanced. But the bipeds possessed something far rarer, a refusal to surrender. And that, in the end, was enough to unmake an empire. Years later, when children of liberated worlds asked their elders how the Dominion fell, the answer was always told in hushed, reverent tones. It was the bipeds, they would say, the fragile ones. The ones who taught us that strength isn't in claws, or fangs, or fleets, but in standing back up, no matter how many times you're struck down. And so the legend spread across stars and centuries. Humans, the impossible learners, the indomitable survivors, the bipeds who changed the galaxy forever.